It's Wednesday! You know what that means! I'm better than you, and you know it! You fucking mark! Listen, get it! Calm down, bro!
What is up, everybody? Welcome here to the Sports Jedi Network here on a Monday afternoon for your 2026 AEW Forbidden Door review here on the Sports Jedi Network with the Dynamite Bros. As always, you guys can catch us every Wednesday nights talking about AEW Dynamite. You guys can catch us previewing these pay-per-views, and you can also catch us here reviewing these pay-per-views. And that's what we're going to do here for you guys today. Don't forget the Sports Jedi Network is, of course, always sponsored by Dew Wipes. Use our promo code TextDude, save 20 to 59463, and we'll send you a nice promo code for 20% off your order. Now that the summer is up, remember Dew Wipes and the Sports Jedi Network, always keeping it fresh, as well as Blackout Coffee. Use promo codes Rumble or Sports Jedi 20 to save 20% off your order at blackoutcoffee.com/rumble. You know, you're going to need these damn coffees for these pay-per-views. I mean, it's just a well-occurrence theme here in AEW. And if you don't like coffee, you can use G Fuel Energy /PGH Chris TV for 20% off your order as well. You guys know I am not here alone with AEW Talk. I got my co-hosts, fellow Bass Pro Shop hat wearer, Hoss Nelko Brew. Hoss, a lot of pro wrestling. We just got done covering Slammiversary with Kev. You guys can go check that out after this. We just got done doing that. Talk to me a little bit about Forbidden Door. What did you think about this before we really deep dive into it?
The first 2/3 of the show, who the hell cared? But the last third of the show, absolutely amazing. So that's the best way I can put it. For a 5-hour show, an hour and a half mattered.
It's not like Double or Nothing, Hoss, where we came up here and said, oh, this show from start to finish was fire. You know, you had Takeshita and Okada in the beginning. You started off hot. This did not happen. Not even the pre-show. The pre-show for Double or Nothing, Hoss, was very good. And I won't say very good. It did what it needed to do to set up the rest of the card. On this pre-show card, we just got random crap. It is disappointing. This is definitely the worst AEW pay-per-view of the year. Is that fair to say?
I can't say worst because we still got a lot of year to go, partner. We got a lot of year to go because the 3 main events saved this show. I was willing to give this a 2 out of 10 before those main events. I was bored to tears. The matches didn't matter. And people are like, oh, man, the graps. It's always the graps. Always the damn graps. You know, I'm willing to say to a sicko, fuck you and your damn graps. You know what? I'm sick of it. Give me graps that fucking matter. But, yeah, the main event saved me. So, yes.
Oh, man. You guys know the deal. This company, man, it's questionable. It's questionable what they're doing. But let's get into the pre-show. You guys know Forbidden Door was live from the SAP Center in San Jose, California. Hoss and a producer man, Kev, you guys know what that means. That means Meltzer is in the building for this show out in San Jose. But oh, geez, I hate that. I can't stand that clown. But me and Hoss were watching some of the pre-show backstage together. Not really watching. We were watching, though, I guess you could say. But Hoss, let's start off with this. Drama Maloney defeated Daniel Garcia by a pinfall. What did you think of Drama Maloney? What did you think of this pre-show match? Talk to me, man.
Well, I'm not gonna let you just massacre his name like that.
What's his name?
He's Drilla.
I thought it was Drama.
It sounds like a rapper from Chicago, Drilla Maloney.
Maloney. Okay, it's not. What did I say his name was? I don't even remember what I said his name was. Drama.
What do you mean?
Yeah. I don't know who the hell this guy is.
I just know because Will Ospreay said he was sick in an interview a few weeks ago, but the match didn't care. He was up here going against Danny Garcia, probably the least likable guy of the Death Riders behind Wheeler Yuta. No one cared. Sure. Match, whatever. It's whatever.
Indeed it is. We had Timu Io Sky, a.k.a. Mika, defeated Sky Blue in a pinfall for the TBS Championship Survival of the Fittest. She is now a part of the Survivor of the Fittest, the tournament, the match, whatever, to crown the new TBS Championship. I guess Tony wanted to do something like this, Hoss. Everyone's talking about how this is going to make AEW look dominant, yada, yada. He's not going to give Stardom, CMLL, or New Japan any fair play here. I think this was his way of doing it.
I just got to say, Sky Blue must be a good soldier. Like, she must.
100%. She has to be. She has to be.
She will do anything for this company. I'm guessing she's the female Darby Allin. She'll go up here. She'll bleed buckets for this company in blood and guts. She'll take jobs. She'll do whatever. So good on her for being a big component of AEW. Because I ain't gonna lie, if I was in this position, I'm not losing to this woman.
No.
For what? What's the? I would ask Tony Khan. I mean, he's my boss, but I would step aside like, Mr. Khan, why do I have to lose to Micah? Maya World, I get it. I get where we're going with that. That's fine. Why do I have to lose to this Joshi from Stardom that nobody knows to go into a big match that no one will still know who this woman is? She doesn't draw any money, Tony. No one knows Micah. Like,
I swear to God, I thought Io Sky was there.
Yes, when I heard the name Micah, I thought I had to open up the Bible for the book of Micah. Like, what is this? What is this? Like, I don't understand. But yes, Sky Blue is a soldier. The match was okay. Didn't matter though. Didn't care. So Micah is a non-factor for the Survival of the Fittest on Wednesday. A non-MFing factor. So yeah, match doesn't matter.
We'll be talking about that, guys. We'll have to see her again, Hoss. So we'll see where that goes. When the last pre-show match we had was the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championships, the Divine Dominion, Megan Bayne and Lana Cross defeated Thunder Rosa and Olympia, who I called in our review show with Marie Shadows, the female Blue Panther. But she wasn't bad, Hoss. I know we talked a little bit about it backstage after we got done watching Slammiversary. She was okay, but again, it's one of those matches where, you're going to pair the two Mexicans together and go out there and have a match. It doesn't mean shit.
Olympia is physically impressive. I will give her that.
Yes.
But Lana Cross and Megan Bayne are physically impressive as well, and they're tall as shit. So Olympia being physically impressive wide-wise, but Megan and Lana are up here, so I wouldn't mind if the Divine Dominion retire with those belts. Keep the belts on them. They look like badasses. Everybody keeps talking about Brawling Birds and all that. I don't give a fuck about them because they buried Jamie. They buried Jamie Hayter a decade ago. It seems like a decade ago. But yeah, keep the belts on Divine Dominion. I hope they can make a main card one of these days. They get on pre-shows every month. I'm gonna look for it in Redemption. Will they make the main card? Will we legitimize these women's tag belts? Will we do it? Because truth be told, Willow and Harley were making main cards, but Megan Bayne and Lena Cross, the most physically imposing look tag team they look more physically imposing than the male tag teams right now. But they can't make a main card. This company just blows me.
I'm with you. No, dude, I'm with you. They should be opening not opening the shows, but they should. I mean, I can't say anything because of the women's match we had, but I hear what you're saying because this is like the third or fourth pre-show match. They've been only on the pre-show matches since they've won the AEW Women's Tag Team titles. And then when they have matches on Dynamite, they're not really all that special.
See, when I get up here and they say I be nitpicking and they say, "Oh man, just enjoy the show, enjoy the graphs." No, formatting matters. Because we watch Dynamite. I watch. I'm gonna say collusion. I watch Collision sometimes, and the thing about it, the belts are the only thing that matter on these shows. The belts. So you're telling me you're actively burying the women's tag titles every month on buy-ins in 0 hours. You got to make it make sense. They'd be like, well, the buy-in is still part of the main card. No, the fuck it isn't. Because if it was, they wouldn't give it away for free. I'm tired of the cope. Like I told you, I'm sicko adjacent because I cannot go full sicko with these people because they are mental. They are fucking mental. They do these mental gymnastics to try to appease this most precious possession of theirs of AEW. Like they get up here and be like Leo Rush, like Gollum. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, I'm gonna talk about him later.
Yes, I want it to be fine. That's why I'm so critical of it, because I love it just like you do. But you people are actually sick. I want better for you. But my rant is over. I just want Divine Dominion better for them. I just want better for them.
I've been ranting about how much I want Megan Bain to pop out and do something. It's not. I'm gonna accept the fact that it's not gonna happen.
No,
I'm at that point,
and I'm gonna keep coming for Tony Khan. Like I want you to do better for the women's division, because we're gonna talk about one of these main events later. But it is time to do better for the women's division, and I want you to activate these fans with better booking. And I'm gonna criticize the fans too. I'm coming for you too. So
yes,
yeah. So.
There we go. Let's get into the main card here. We start off with another tag team match. We got the 3-way tag team match between the Young Bucks, El Sky Team, Mystico, and Mascara Dorada versus the Unbound Co., the team of Shingo Takagi and Titan. I don't know who the hell.
Teton,
man. These Japanese names, I'm gonna butcher a lot of them. But it was an okay match. This would have been a good collision match if I'm being quite honest. But I thought Mystico looked good. I liked him seeing Sky Team and Unbound Co. I mean, I'm sure they don't really work together that often, so it was cool to see. You have a representative of each brand. New Japan, AEW, CMLL. I like that aspect of the match. It was good. Obviously, it ain't a Bucks match without super kick party. They had a super kick party. Titan jumped off the rope with the cross body. Matt Jackson caught Titan, and then they kept doing another super kicks until the Bucks hit the TK driver on, I think it was Titan again, and then they both got the win. The match went about 18 minutes. It's they did something where I was a little confused because they had both guys cover for the pin. You're not, aren't you? Is AEW logic? I thought you weren't allowed to do that. This is a tag team match. This isn't like, it wasn't like a specialty, like a tornado tag. Like, does that make sense? Because you had both Bucks cover for the pin. Did that finish make sense to you?
Chris, this wasn't a tag team match. This was a Young Bucks match. When the Young Bucks have a match, they have their own ref. So the rules are thrown out the window. Rick Scott, I know his name by heart.
Is that the clown that's used to be on the vlogs back in the day? Or that's always hangs out? Okay, yeah.
I can't say.
Okay,
I can't say,
it
but
might be.
They always talk about that they have their own ref, and it always becomes a tornado tag match when it comes to the Bucks. It's always become that. The match just devolves into it. And they could have great matches. They can. But I will say this. I have been watching AEW going on almost 3 years now. I used to be amazed by Bucks matches. I used to. When I first turned this product on, I'm like, oh, that is cool. When I watched it at All In last year, when they went against Ospreay and Swerve,
great match.
It was very good. But after watching these people every week, it's the same formulaic match. It just devolves into non-tagging chaos every match. And it's overwatched. And it's overbooked. And the match goes too long. And People hate when you talk like this, especially the sickos. Too long. What do you mean too much wrestling? Well, we pay for a wrestling show. We pay $50 for wrestling show. Shout out to Christina.
Shout out to Christina.
Glad that you're here. Yes, but they always come at you and say, what do you mean too much wrestling? Aren't you watching for wrestling? Wrestling must matter. That's the key. And if we're gonna have a 30-minute match, it has to warrant being 30 minutes. I know, Chris. I want you to double check that time for me. You said what
18 minutes. It was.
Are you sure
18.
it was
18? So when I do with these, I don't actually time it. I'll watch the clock. Okay, this match started, and I'll do 15. So maybe 15 and some change. But I'm gonna say, I would say like 17 to 20 minutes.
The reason I say that, the reason I'm baffled at 18, it felt like it was 28 minutes. Like, because in the first hour,
it did feel very long.
Yeah, because in the first hour, we only had 2 matches in the first hour. So this match went way too long. And I'm just
again, my real issue with this match, and shout out to Heather who's in the chat. Hey y'all, what up, Heather? Thank you for joining us here on a Monday afternoon. If you missed out our Slammiversary recap after this, please go watch it. We just got done doing it before we started this with Kev. So go check it out. Really good review if you liked Slammiversary from yesterday. But yeah, it's still my issue with this match because, like you said, it's a Young Bucks match. They have their own rules. I cannot stand in a 3-way match like this where there's too many guys in the ring. It's annoying to watch in a tag team match. Like the how 3-way matches are. You get 2, and then some way somehow the other team gets involved. Like I like that aspect of the 3-way tag team where that one team how are they going to get themselves involved? How is this going on? And it's like, when you have everybody in the ring, it's very annoying, in my opinion. That's my real issue with this match. And yes, Samurai, the pay-per-view is probably still going on right now. and the guy from 206 is still live right now.
Samurai, I will tell you this. I'm glad I did not have to wake up early for work this morning. That's the only way I made it through this card at regular time.
Well, I woke up at 3 a.m. and watched the last 2 matches because I didn't tap out once in 2025. I didn't tap out once in 2026. I tapped out last night.
Oh, so you did the John Cena with Gunter?
I tapped out at 11 o'clock, smiled very happily, smiled in my sleep, woke up randomly, and finished the last 2 matches. Love the game, Hoss.
Yes,
because if this wasn't the love of the game, I would have just watched the highlights.
I'm with you.
With the last 2 matches I missed, I would just watch the highlights. Okay, I knew Ospreay was gonna win. I know what the fuck a steel cage is gonna be in AEW. But it's love the game, brother. Love the game. We watch this shit. But yes, I mean that's my real issue, Hoss. Anything else you got to add before we move on?
Again, it's just fine Young Bucks match. It just didn't matter.
It's fine.
That's the worst thing. It just didn't matter.
Don't worry, I'll add a sound bar for Wednesday nights with the Leo Rush. I gotta find it. I gotta find a sound for Leo Rush, but I will add Leo Rush into the soundboard for Wednesday night. You guys heard the DJ horn, so good stuff. Good stuff. Let's get into Kenny Omega versus Zack Sabre Jr. It was about 25 minutes, I would say, maybe a little longer.
Doesn't that just make you boil?
It actually was good. It was a little too long, but I thought it was very good. You had Zack Sabre Jr. out there who everyone's high in regards of. They love the finger snapping. I felt like Kenny Omega hit like 15 knee strikes, triggers in the match, which it was a lot. Kind of like how the Young Bucks won in that match, but it's building up to him winning this, him being Omega, being the world title, or at least going after the world championship at Redemption. So they're going to give him a meaningful win here. But I liked it. I mean, a couple things that I wrote down on my notes. My notes kind of all over the place last night watching the beginning of the show. I didn't think it needed to go that long. The show's going to be 4 hours long, and when you have the main event that is going to be long, and you have the steel cage, like I understand Zack Sabre Jr. and Kenny on paper is like a classic. That is a main event for this show. But you're going to have another match like this, Hoss, in your main event that's going to be very long, full of the same type of stuff where it's, I know in this case, right? It was Kenny Omega hitting a bunch of V triggers, and the main event's going to be Ospreay hitting a bunch of hidden blades, Swerve hitting a bunch of drivers, whatever he does. But it's Kenny. He's going to get the time that he wants. So I don't think this story, Haas, was there for this match to go that long. That's my only complaint. It was 30, 25 minutes, whatever it was, too long. The story was not there for this. What you think about the match? Talk to me about this.
Chris, this match felt longer than my 5-mile walks. That's what I'm gonna just tell you that right now.
All these freaking matches felt long, dude.
Yes,
Even we're gonna talk about the next match. The next match felt like an hour.
Zack Sabre Jr. might be the best chiropractor in America if he relocates over here, because all he does is crack bones. He cracks your neck, he cracks your fingers, he cracks your joints. It's just that's what you get. And then Kenny Omega, I'm tired. I'm tired of the cope. Kenny Omega is not a draw. I said it. Like maybe in 2017 when he was up here fresh with Okada in the Tokyo Dome and all that. Today, because in Japan, you ain't got to do that much talking. Today here, he can't promote a match. He can't sell a match. He's fine in the ring. He's fine. I was, in the words of Leo Rush, he's fine in the ring. But he cannot get me to watch a 30-minute match again. He just can't. Like, if it's not with MJF or Will Ospreay, I have no motivation to watch Kenneth Omega give me another 30-plus minute match. I just don't. Yeah, Heather, you can come on, throw the arrows at me. That's what I said it. Oh man, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the Kenny Omega mess. I'm tired of it. This man's boring on the mic. He's lost a step in the ring, and you have to subject me to Zack Sabre Jr. with him. I'm done, bro. I'm done.
Heather's right, man. I'm an OG Kenny sicko too. I think his best work when he was with Don Callis. And it's just, yeah, he's fucking boring. And again, Hoss, we talk about it on Wednesdays. We don't know who's boring or on the mic, Ricochet or Kenny Omega. That's not good.
It's not good at all because, like I say, you got one guy's called the God of Pro Wrestling, and the God of Pro Wrestling. I don't want to hear his sermons. I want to hear it.
This is literally just to get Kenny a meaningful win before he goes to Redemption. This is all that's all I got out of it. They were on the floor for like half the freaking match. They were wrestling on the barricade or outside the ring for like I said the match probably went 30 minutes. I would say 15 of those minutes, or like 12 to 15 of those minutes, were outside of the ring. They cut very generic promos going into this match, like we just got done talking about. These long, when Kenny Omega doesn't have a good story going into the match, which is hardly ever, the long matches from his aren't that fun to watch anymore. I'm sick of it.
I didn't enjoy that long match he had with MJF at Dynasty.
I didn't either.
It went too long.
And the story wasn't there either because they had dipshit in the ring with other people before contract signings, and they didn't do anything. And this is the only thing. I will agree with Heather. We can enjoy Kenny because he's probably going to be gone. I will not disagree with you on that at all. I'm going to enjoy some Kenny Omega. That does not mean I want to see the guy go to Wembley Stadium to challenge Will Ospreay. That is horrible. I'm going to talk about that later. I do not want that to happen. We're going to talk about later on what we think is next for Ospreay. So bear with us. But it's Hoss. We got to stop having these long Kenny Omega matches when there's no good builds going into it because it just feels long and nothing really is going on there.
Chris,
oh my God, you killed Kenny.
You're going to appreciate this, Chris. Kenny Omega right now is Aaron Rodgers.
I think I'm with Kev there. I don't know if
That's who he is.
Kenny Omega.
Oh my God, you killed Kenny.
You bastards. 2 matches still waiting on MJF, Swerve versus Andrade. Shout out to Kevin Abreu, Miami Heat's fan. Thank you so much, brother. We appreciate you joining us here on a Monday afternoon. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, oh my God. I just Kenny Omega don't even go. Oh, you talk about Aaron Rodgers. Yes. Yeah. Kenny Omega ain't helping this company win a championship. I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers is helping the Steelers win a championship, but that's the reason, like, the Steelers right now cannot function without Aaron Rodgers. And this company can sure as fuck function without Kenny Omega.
I'm going to down that hill right against you, Heather. The Kenny Omega is not a draw in 2026. I'm going to down that hill. If I watch another AEW pay-per-view for the rest of the year and Kenny Omega ain't on it, I won't care. I know you're attached to him. I know I get people are attached to him.
Love him.
That's fine.
Love him, but I agree with you 100%. It's ran its course. Everything runs its course.
Like I'm the way people are viewing Jericho right now, that's the way I'm viewing Kenny Omega.
Oh my God. That's bad.
Yes.
That's bad. Oh my God. Hoss, anything else before we talk about this next match, which we got a lot to talk about here?
Because again, another match that goes nowhere. It goes nowhere.
So Bandito, yeah, I agree. So Bandito takes on Moxley. You know, the first couple of minutes, right? It was for the Continental Championship, by the way. First couple of minutes, there was no real physicality. They were just kind of taunting each other. Then they get in, they start chopping each other, yada yada. Bandito starts bleeding out of his mind. He connected with the knee strike to Moxley, and I think Moxley was going to start bleeding, but I think it was just Bandito's blood. So it was kind of odd. I don't think Moxley bled on that one, unless I did miss something there. But towards the end of the match, Moxley avoided a 21 plex, and Moxley applied a sleeper, but Bandito countered it. Moxley applied the Bulldog choke submission that he likes to use. Bandito tried to get out of the Bulldog choke by falling to the mat with Moxley on his back, but Moxley held on, and then Bandito eventually taps out. So referee Aubrey Edwards called for the bell. Moxley wins. The match went about, again, another 15 to 18 minutes there. I will address your comment real quick, Kevin. Right now, Kenny Omega doesn't need to win the champion. He needs to help the younger talent. I agree with that. Hoss, is that fair to say?
That's fair.
That's fair.
On weekly television.
Yes, there you go. And well, if the pay-per-view leads up to a good match, or weekly television leads up to a good match of the pay-per-view, that's fine. But it could be towards the middle of the show towards the middle of the show for 10 minutes.
Chris, you what you said? Weekly television leading to something on pay-per-view? Really? In this company?
You know what? Sometimes I forget what company we are talking about. Sometimes I forget which company we are actually talking about. Yes, Hoss, you were absolutely correct. But yes, going back to the Moxley, he wins there by a submission. Referee Aubrey Edwards calls for the bell. Look, Hoss, another typical Moxley match to retain the AEW title. They did it outside. They were on the stairs for a little bit. I just don't understand this, right? After the match, Brody King goes to ringside to check on Bandito. Moxley puts the Continental title down, picked up Bandito, and they shook hands. I'm not even, Hoss, I'm going to let you go for it. I ranted about this with Will Ospreay and Daniel Garcia on Wednesday. I'm sick and tired of this flip-flop Death Riders bullshit. It's your turn.
I'm so tired of this company playing us as fools. John Moxley I remember when he became a babyface at the Continental Classic, after he was up here choking people out and hiding the championship belt. He gives a pep rally speech at the C2 after winning, talking about this is one of the best wrestle, and became a face. I'm like, all right, that's fine. So him and the Death Riders are faces. We're not even it's about 7 months later. He flip-flops from face to heel every damn week. Wrestling logic is completely out the window, and he just does what the fuck he wants. I'm sick of this man booking himself, and he really books himself into fucking oblivion, and he can't even bail himself out. So you know what he does? He brings Will Ospreay into his vortex to bail him out. Now Will Ospreay looks like an idiot because he doesn't know what the hell he is. Like, this company is it's complete brain rot. That's what the fuck this is, because there's no wrestling logic anywhere. Like, who are the good guys? Who are the bad guys? Man, where's the line? And that's why the stories don't hit, because no one makes sense. And now we want the fans to make sense. Now, when we get on here and rant, we sound nonsensical because the product doesn't make sense. Does that make sense, Chris?
Oh, you make more sense than this shit.
Okay, in this match here, I promise you, Moxley turned at least 6 times. At least. He tried to take Bandito's mask off. heel move. Then now he wants respect at the end of the match. What are you? Okay. Before that, he's biting Bandito like a dog with rabies. What are we doing, man? When do baby faces bite people in the head? When we do that? I don't know. That don't sound like good guys to me. Biting.
I don't think that's very baby face.
It did. They did at the end of the match. They have Brody King running out here to save Bandito like the Death Riders finna go take him away like they did Ospreay a while back. Nothing comes of it. Brody King is just here for what? And that's just. I'm just like, bro, what are we doing here? Like, I want to ask if I ever meet Anthony Khan, I will ask him who books Jonathan Moxley and who's the agent for Jonathan Moxley, who produces his matches, because none of this stuff makes sense. Rant done.
Yeah, I agree with Hoss, man. Look, I'm happy he said that, because I had a similar rant on Wednesday where you had Daniel Garcia out there against Swerve, and fucking Swerve's the heel now, and then Ospreay comes out for the save. But earlier in the night, Claudio, Yuta, and Moxley were just heels in the opening six man tag. So Hoss, it's ridiculous. I don't understand what. Let me ask you a question. What is this whole Continental Classic run with Moxley? What the fuck is the point of this? All I see Jon Moxley doing, Hoss, is this shit. He's just gonna have matches like this on the pay-per-views. Kyle O'Reilly means nothing. Bandito, as phenomenal as he is, isn't a major player on any fucking brand he is, despite him being the Ring of Honor World Champion. What is Jon Moxley good for in 2026? Besides having bullshit hardcore match. Oh, I'm gonna suck your blood. Fucking clown.
Chris, Jon Moxley knows what the real fans know. You're only relevant in this company if you have a belt. So he's gonna be like, I'm gonna take a belt, and I have the Continental Classic. The thing about this belt is no one can interfere in his matches. So when he has these so-called long, drawn-out matches, people are going to say they're bangers. And guess what? He do it all by himself, because in 2025, there was a bunch of interference, and he was up here choking everybody out. So basically, he's doing what Roman Reigns is doing on WWE. You know how Roman came out and say, back, what was that, Clash last year? He didn't want Jay and Jimmy to interfere. He said, people say I can't do it on my own.
Yes.
I think Mox was watching that PLE and say, oh, I got something there. I'm going to win the C2. No one's going to ever interfere in my matches. So there will be no Death Riders, and there won't be anybody on the other side. And I have these matches. They're going to call them bangers, and they're going to say, I'm the best guy in wrestling. I'm the ace. And guess what? What do the sickos say on the internet? They say Jon
Moxley, AEW isn't where there is today.
Exactly. The ace of AEW.
Don't get me wrong. He's a major player, and I can respect the fact that when Tony needed a top star, when times were tough, that Moxley was reliable. Hoss, I'm not going to take that away from Jon Moxley. Mm-hmm. This has nothing to do with that. It's simply I think that gave Tony, okay, I can count on you. You're one of my big-time players. That then and there is when he started letting Jon Moxley just do whatever the fuck he wanted. Oh, indeed.
Yes, Mox thinks he's the smartest guy in the room, and when it comes to the sickos, he is, because he's gamed AEW. He knows how to rock it here. It can be any type of belt. Just put a belt on him. They're gonna say he's a big deal. He starts every show. He took the Orange Cassidy spot. Pockets don't even start shows anymore. It's Moxley.
That's the only thing about Orange Cassidy or only thing about Moxley that's positive.
Yeah, but this is Mox Hogan. This is the era we are in, and the reason it doesn't go so hard because he's not going for the world title anytime soon. But that's going to change after Ospreay wins it all in. But we'll get to that later.
Yes, I agree. So we'll see what happens with the future of the Continental Championship. Jon Moxley, Bandito, which will be nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
There'll be absolutely nothing. Speaking of, go ahead.
What? So that's 3 straight matches that lead to nothing.
With Jon Moxley or on this card?
On this card, that's 3 straight matches.
Let's talk about the fourth one. Let's talk about it. You were just talking about meaningless titles. This is the match I did not pay attention to fully. And I'm sorry to Marie Shadows. She was on a review show and said Unamo was impressive. I don't care for Pac in 2026. I'll be honest. But I did catch the end of the match. It was okay. I did see Pac hit a reverse Hurricane Rana and a super kick, and then Unamo came back with the lariat. Pac did a bump, flipped or something. Unamo kicked out at 2. And eventually Unamo hits some type of DDT and some sort of bomb. I guess I don't know what the announcers were calling it, like the lights out bomb, Northern Light bomb or whatever for the pinfall. The match went about 15 minutes. And the winner was Unamo. I again I think I saw them do a table spot, which was fucking ridiculous. They didn't need it out of all the matches in the fucking card. They had a table spot in this match. And cool. The New Japan gets a win. I guess this is again. I have Unamo on the card. I know that he's not going to lose the New Japan title, and it's whatever. Half of this match should have been disqualification. I mean, there was a bump outside of the ring. I think Pac hit it or something. That it was something, whatever. I forget what it was again. I wasn't paying too much attention, but I saw a few things. I was like, isn't that a disqualification? Hoss, what'd you think about this match? Because I really didn't pay attention too much of this. I'll be completely honest.
Shout out to our producer, Kev, because I was ready to tap out on this pay-per-view during this match. I don't
fucking blame you.
I was really ready to tap out because I'm actually a fan of Pac. I think he's probably the best wrestler, pound for pound, bell to bell in the Death Riders. I enjoy watching his matches. I just know he's a little short, but the guy he has the width to be he's imposing looking. But to Shota Umino, I don't care. I just don't. And no disrespect to New Japan, I just don't have the bandwidth to watch your programming. I don't. And I probably will never watch it. No. And you probably have some very talented individuals over there. But it's just too much wrestling going on. And then your time zones are way too different for me to go over there and watch that. So that full disclosure. This match, good wrestling, good graps. Like I say, these matches lead to nothing, and that's a fact. None of them do until we get to the main events. None of them do. But the matches, they're fine. They're usually above average to great. That's where I'm going to say that to the sickos. They'll say, "Oh, Hoss is just ranting. He doesn't appreciate the wrestling."
Graps.
I'm telling you about your graps. The graps are fine, but we need more than graps in 2026. But yes, the match is fine, but they go nowhere. Umino is a good wrestler. I wish he'd take the blonde out of his hair because I don't know the fascination.
That shit looks stupid.
I don't know the fascination with the Japanese wrestlers and blonding their hair out. I guess they're watching Dragon Ball Z and they want to be Super Saiyans or whatever the hell they want to do with that. But somebody needs a different flavor of hair, color it a different way. I don't know. The women have wigs. They have different color wigs. So I need the males to switch it up, Jack. You can go get some pink hair, get some blue hair, get some green hair. I don't care what you do. Switch it up. Get some new flavor because whatever. But match is fine. Pac is cool. I wish he would have won, but truth be told, would he have ever defended that belt on AEW? Because I remember Andrade had that same belt that Umino has right now. But
something like that, or the New Japan Strong or some shit.
Yeah,
like that.
I think Suji beat him for the belt. One of those guys, whatever. But Andrade never defended that belt at AEW. So if them having that belt over here, it does nothing. So again, another match that goes nowhere. Fine graps. It does nothing for storyline purposes. So I'd rather not. I just rather not.
I don't blame you. Speaking of something that doesn't do anything for storyline purposes, that could have been a good build, but they fumbled the ball quick, was Tekla versus Starlight Kid. Now, I'm not familiar with Starlight Kid, our good friend Marie Shadows. So you guys can go check out on Instagram at marieshadows.scp, stands for Square Circle Podcast.
Hold on, Chris.
Go ahead.
That. At the end of the Umino Pac match, though,
yes,
the ace of New Japan came out there, Tanahashi. He looked very, very chunky.
He just retired in January.
Yeah,
he's enjoying that shit. He's enjoying all the.
He
went to the same place I went Saturday night and just killed this shit. Grubbed.
Man, that's more than sushi, pal. I'll tell you that. This man, like, he put on 60 fucking pounds. This man was huge.
He did look pretty big. I forgot about that.
Man, he looked like Pac-Man after eating all the ghosts in the video game. Like, this man was huge. Like, but I just had to that aside out there. Like, retirement hurts people. Work as long as you can, people. Retirement is a myth. You see this? This man retired in January. He put on 50 fucking pounds.
He's gonna be one of those wrestlers that retire and just, I'm retired. They don't want to do shit.
This is why
the gym or anything.
This is why the old folks say work as long as you can. Because retirement, it looks like early death. Please work as long as you can. But yeah, let's go to Tekla.
No, I agree. Shout out to Tanahashi. I totally forgot about that. Something I wish I could forget about though. Starlight Kid. Yeah, so like I was saying, yeah. So I wasn't too much familiar about her, but our friend Marie Shadows, she said she was somebody to look out for. So I watched it. It wasn't bad. It was an impressive match. A lot of counters throughout the match. Tekla, she ducked the spear move and hit 2 stomps, yelled and had the pinfall. This match was 20 minutes too long. Starlight Kid was impressive. She had some cool moves throughout the match, some cool submission moves. I feel like that's a lot of the Stardom style from what I'm seeing in a lot of these Stardom wrestlers, even online when I see him on social media. But it was a predictable result. Again, you're not having a Stardom wrestler being the AEW World Champion. It could have been a lot shorter, but I guess everything's getting time on this show tonight, Hoss. What you think about it?
Finally, a match that goes somewhere. I was ready because I'm a fan of Tekla. I am. A woman named Starlight Kid is interesting. So I was sold from the jump. And this match, it was a Tekla showcase. I love the spears that Tekla got off, the spear and stomp combo. Yeah. I'm surprised no male wrestler has tried that. It looks great. It just aesthetically looks good, especially on Tekla. It works. But Starlight Kid, very impressive, very nimble woman. Had some very good offense. Had Tekla on the ropes a good bit during this match. The most entertaining part of the match was Tekla going back and forth with Taro Okada, the president of Stardom. Like,
yes,
up there pushing on him, about to deck him dead in his face. And Starlight Kid came in for the save. But when Tekla got the pin, she rips off Starlight Kid's mask.
Yes, after the match, she's joined by the triangle of Magnus, Julia Hart, and Sky Blue. Mm-hmm. They gave, she got some scissors, took it off, took the mask off Starlight Kid. You saw the referee, shout out to referee Rick Knox. I think he's a clown, but he did a great job of making sure that nobody saw Starlight Kid's face.
Yes.
It just looked good. It looked good. It looked very heelish. This is something that I don't know. It's not going to go anywhere, but at least this felt Forbidden Door. And I've been saying this for weeks. I wish that they got to build this up a little bit more on AEW TV, because again, Tekla, and it helps that she's a former Stardom competitor. And then she comes out there, she beats one of her, and then the president's right there. Like, that was good. They finally gave us something in the middle of this show that was like, I dig that, because it made sense for the concept of the pay-per-view. Does that make sense, Hoss?
Yes. And you can actually continue this. And you can, until Tekla loses the belt, you can keep sending over these Joshi women to fight for the honor of Stardom. This woman was very disrespectful, spitting on Stardom and everything, taking masks out. Oh, I don't know anybody else from over there, but I think I heard one lady, Saya Kamatami. She's probably a tough.
They all probably sound the same.
Yeah, so I had to ask Marie next time I see her. But yet, it's Saya Kamatani. Yeah, that's her name, Saya Kamatani. Yeah, she's probably the toughest woman out there. Bring your toughest over there to teach Tekla a lesson. It could be a non-title match, but this is actually something you can continue from the pay-per-view if Tony Khan is smart about it. If you want to keep your partnership with the Japanese, you could continue this. But this was fun. It wasn't good as the match we're going to talk about later, but this was worthy of being on the card. It actually meant something.
The only look, I'm on the Stardom's official website, and the only person I can read because it's not in fucking Japanese is I think this is Blair Davenport. That's the only person I recognize. Yeah, I think this is Blair Davenport. Anyway, I don't know anybody else in Stardom. We'll move on because the match was okay, but what came out of it was very good. But that was Clark Connors and David Finlay, the Dogs, taking on the AEW Tag Team Champions Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. Now, it was okay. And what I mean by that is it wasn't as great as I personally thought it was gonna be in terms of, the FTR match. I think the FTR match was very good, but it wasn't like a gimmicky type of thing. So it was fine. But the match was good. I think the Dogs, they looked pretty good as well. I don't know if they're capable of maybe eventually making it or beating these guys for the AEW tag team titles. I don't see them maybe having a match at Wembley Stadium for the AEW tag team titles. I think they could have done a better job with this one as well going into the Forbidden Door, but I could see why this match ultimately happened because the Dogs are former New Japan, so it kind of makes sense in a way. But the match went 15 minutes, which was fine. Adam Copeland hit a spear on David Finlay, and then this is what happened. So Jay White comes out, right? The Bullet Club goal or Bang Bang Gang. You see all of them come out. Now, Hoss, I'm watching this. I'm thinking, oh crap, like Juice Robin or the Guns are coming out to maybe challenge next or to distract the Dogs. I like that. Cool. And then I heard the and then we got Switchblade Jay White. I was watching it like this the entire show while I was doing some other stuff. I finally was like, I loved it. Jay White, he did his finisher to Clark Connors. He put the referee back in the ring, and then Adam Copeland covered David Finlay for the win. And then Adam Copeland spoke to Finlay after making the cover. It was about 15 minutes, like I said. Hoss, two-parter. I know I kind of just went on a little tirade there, but what do you think of the match, and what did you think about Jay White? I thought it was incredible.
Oh, the match was pretty good. The match was fine. It's just, again, it doesn't matter. And that's the worst part. It's just, again, because the Dogs are on they're on their AEW internship, so you must lose 6 to 9 months straight.
That's the best way to put it.
Yeah, this is their AEW internship. So hopefully people will care. The people will care 6 months from now. Jay White was the best part about this match because his return has been very needed. Like the main event scene needs it. I mean, if you're going to put him into the TNT Championship hunt, it's needed. He is needed because this company relies on matches so much. If you get Jay White, you don't have to rely on rematches so much, and that's where we need right now. So Jay White's return, it really overshadowed the match, and good or bad, however you see, indifferent, however you feel about that, and it's hard to say because he shouldn't be able to overshadow Cope and Christian star power, but he did. But yeah, match was fine. Let's say it's one of the better matches on the card. I mean, no, minus in the main event, so it's one of the better ones on the card.
Fair, and I like the moment that came out of it. I'm a huge Jay White fan. I know Heather. I know Heather is as well from in our chat. I think it dude, his match with MJF at Full Gear, I think it was 2022 or 23. Was very good. There you go. Shout out to Kev putting that up on the screen. That was my moment of the night, just because Kev knows this, Hoss. I am so high on the Guns. I think they should be one of the top tag team divisions in pro wrestling, not just this company. They are so. As soon as them coming out to Mini Man was the icing on top to how cool these guys are. So yes, Jay White coming back. I hope this leads for something good for him in the future. I would like to see another MJF match. Him and Ospreay would be obviously really, really good. There's some history there. So, Hoss, anything else you have to add on this great return from Jay White?
I hope they give Jay White a Tommaso Ciampa push.
There you go.
Do not play with him in the trios or nothing like that. Go ahead and he's still part of the Bang Bang game, but he's got to be the leader. You got to push him in at least the TNT Championship title hunt. You got to push him right now. Do not play with it. And when it comes to the dogs are Tony Khan loves them. He loves his pups. He really loves his dogs. So I believe the dogs are going to be rewarded with the FTR spot until FTR negotiates their contracts. So long as we're missing FTR, the dogs will be on the forefront on television on Wednesday and Saturday.
I agree 100%. We'll see. I wouldn't mind the dogs getting a tag team title shot. I just don't think they are. But I wouldn't mind them holding it for a while. And they can have some good matches with Juice Robinson, the Guns. So we'll see what happens with that. But they're building up towards Wembley Stadium. They're gonna have the Bucks, Copeland, maybe the New Day. So we'll see. We'll see. Exactly. 2 words. Jay White. Exactly. Bingo. Shout out to Heather Wright in the chat. It's this next match. Probably going to be talking about this in December when you join us for your first Jedi Awards as a possible women's match of the year. This is definitely the best women's match in AEW since Athena and Mercedes last year. Just look, this was great. I mean, the crowd was behind both women, but they were behind Maya World in this match. Maya World did a great job of feeding into that moment. And, she's had such a tough time in this last few weeks, this last month. And I will admit, I still think it's a pity party on Tony Khan being a good guy, but he did not disappoint. He took a risk, in my opinion, that paid off. Maya World looked great. We know cost. The reason why I'm talking a little bit more about Maya World, I haven't seen her much, and we know how phenomenal Mercedes Moné is. I don't need to speak about how good she is. I don't like her at all. I think she's the most obnoxious women in pro wrestling, but she's so good. The last sequence though that I want to talk to you about was that I really liked it. Mercedes Moné, she goes out, right? She's in there. She has the statement submission. She continues to apply the statement. World got up on the ropes. She got and then Moné rolled up for a 2. Maya World got a roll up for a 2. Moné hit a backstabber and World was holding on to her head. And then Mercedes applied another statement maker, pulled back even more, so World tapped. The part I want to talk about is where Mercedes is like Maya. To me, it was like she's not giving up. She's trying to get out of that bank statement. I botched the move because that's what she calls it something else now in AEW. But you can see Maya World trying to get out. She's fighting. The crowd's behind her, and eventually Moné just puts her so back to where it's like she has to tap right away. Hoss, I'm gonna stop yapping, but I loved that last submission of the match. It was very good sequence. Maya World did not give up. Boobs. She looked great. What did you think about this match between Maya World and Mercedes Moné?
This match had a lot. We had great graps. We had wardrobe malfunctions. We had cups running over, and but besides the little jokes there, this match is very big for AEW going forth for the rest of the year because the reactions. That's the biggest part of this match. We talk about it weekly at the 920 spot that we always have that one women's wrestling match on Wednesdays. And the people seem to not make any noise. The fans were like you said in talking about this match, they were behind both ladies. Tony Khan rewatched this match 20 to 30 times and try to replicate it on Dynamite every week because we need these reactions for the women weekly on Wednesday and Saturday nights, because that's the loudest I've heard a women's match in AEW since, I want to say, since All In
Athena
last year.
and
I want to say since All In last year with Mercedes and Tony.
Probably.
That's because I was there and that people were loud.
You're right, yeah.
And this is how you push women's wrestling. I am tired of getting up here weekly and saying that women are not being a draw because the people can't get into the matches. Tony, I understand we had real world implications with Maya World, and all prayers to her family. But you can come up with some decent story. I'm not talking about angles, because that's all we get in AEW. Angles, short-sighted angles that really go nowhere. We need just it don't even have to be a deep story, but give these people something to really care about, and you will get reactions that are prized, and you will get TV that matters. Because last night, those two women put on a spectacle of a show, and the crowd reciprocated it with great energy. And that's all I asked for. But Maya World, she knocked it out of the park. I bet she just thanks Tegan Knox and her partner for not taking that job.
They are so stupid.
Yes, because they have to be watching these shows and be like, this girl right here is in the finals of the Owen Hart Cup. Because I wouldn't take a job to two women that can't make the main card right now. Just think about that. They wouldn't take the job to Megan Bain and Penelope Ford. Wouldn't do it. And now the woman that's one part of that tag team is up here. She's going to be at Wembley. This woman right here is going to be at Wembley.
Oh, she better fucking be.
Yeah, she won't be competing for the title, but she will be on that card because Tony Khan knows he has a good hand in Maya World, and in Hyon too, because they're trustworthy. They put on good matches, and they were very reliable. And, and with Mercedes Moné, we can say whatever we want about her. We can say she's obnoxious. We can say she acts like a bitch. We can say all these things. But she gets in that ring, she performs, she does her job, and she's one of the best to do it. And we can say she's a move spammer. That's fine, but it's about directing traffic, crowd control, if you will. Yes. Because during this match, we talked about the wardrobe malfunctions, and we had the ref going out doing her own thing. She got lost in the match. Mercedes up there, she had to stall for time. She doing the count outs. She up there throwing the fingers in the air, keeping the crowd riled up. That's what leaders do. Like, we may not like your personality. Hell, we may not like your character in wrestling. But when you see somebody like Mercedes Moné go out there and just lead something for like 30 minutes, you can't do nothing with being all behind it. So that just shows you a certain level of professionalism that the young women in the locker room should follow. So all hats off to her. Hats off to Maya World, because she got her opportunity and she knocked it out the fucking park. This match was fucking great. If Tony Khan has any lick of sense up here in his head, he will push both of them, and we'll have some story going into Wembley. Do I trust him? Not at all. But he has a star with Maya World. Hopefully he doesn't have her wasting away in ROH behind the paywall or wasting away on Saturdays, but we'll see. We'll see.
No, I think you nailed it right on the head, man. Look, they got something here with Maya World. All right, I think she should be the TBS champion at Wembley. Now I want to see her with some other opponents maybe a Persephone or something on a Collision. I would actually watch that. But she should be a regular on Dynamite. And yes, I dude, last night it was great. I can't imagine what she's feeling. And like you said with Tegan Knox, man, look, it's not like you're taking. I'm not gonna get on that right now, but it's like you couldn't take the job to Megan Payne. It's not like you're taking a job to, I don't know, Thunder Rosa.
I mean, And this,
I wouldn't want a job to Thunder Rosa either, but Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford, why not?
Again, this is what happens when people take their job too seriously. Like, you really think these wins and losses, like you're fighting for job security, and you think these fictional wins and losses give a damn? Come on now.
I agree, brother. I agree. No, I agree. But that match was great. All I got to say is we got to see what's next for Maya World, because that's the one thing that I am at least taking out of this match. The match was phenomenal. I talked about why I like the closing sequence, how Mercedes finished her, and all that stuff. Now I will be even more happy if Tony Khan pushes her. So
one thing you mentioned, Haas, as long as the check clears, it don't matter if you win or lose.
Yes,
exactly.
Correct.
You know what? It doesn't matter where you are wrestling either.
You up here didn't want to take a job, and you had no security at all.
No, she was probably paid to appear, and then didn't they sign Maya World and her partner the week after? They were literally announced all elite on Instagram a few days later.
Yes.
So
because of the showing that they had in the match,
right?
They showed out so well that they offered them a full-time contract. That missed opportunity by Tegan Knox and her partner.
There you go. So, guys, lesson here: if you can take a lesson out of Maya Works' book, take advantage of opportunities. And really, on a serious note, though, shout out to her. I mean, I look again, all the stuff that she's been through the last month, for her to have the performance of her life. God bless her, man. Seriously, I wish her peace and happiness. Going forward in the wrestling business, her personal life, all that stuff, because she's young. She's, I think, like 24 or something.
Mm-hmm.
She's around my age, close to. She's very pretty. She is fine. She looks great. So let's see what we got here.
Big boobs.
That too. That too. Let's talk about this. We're wrapping up here. We got our last two matches here. Let's talk about the steel cage match. Now, me and Haas talked about on Dynamite, where it was like, we're going to have 12 men in the steel cage. And I want to give a shout out to Daniel, because he is here with us every single stream, especially on Wednesday nights. He is one of the first people here wishing us a happy Wednesday. So, Daniel, happy Monday to you. Thank you for joining us here on AEW Dynamite or Forbidden Door review, like you always do with us. I appreciate it, brother. You support us, anything we do. I've even seen you support some of our partners. So thank you, man. It is really much appreciated. What was not appreciated was the chaos in this match. Some spots. I liked some spots. Some spots were just all over the place. They had the steel cage match, circle cage. Thank God. Because if we had 12 people inside a square cage, that would have been bad. I don't care how wide you would have done it. Like how wide the cages would have been from like the announce table to like the end of the ramp, still that would have looked dumb. That would have been very dumb.
Chris, I would have called the 1-800 number for OSHA.
I got my card. It's right there. I'm there.
Would have called him.
I'm there. No, in all seriousness. See, these type of matches, I don't even know where to start. I do not know where to start with these type of matches, so I'll give you guys this. I'll talk about some stuff that I thought was whoa. Overall, this is an AEW style hardcore match. Did I enjoy it? For the most part, yes. My sicko mentality still enjoys bullshit like this on a pay-per-view, no matter how often we get it. But a couple things, like Kev just pulled up there. Kyle O'Reilly starts smacking. Who was he started? Okada. Yeah, at first with whatever. What was he hitting him with?
Sir, that is a vintage Nintendo.
A vintage Nintendo, right? That's what I thought. Yeah. I didn't, because I turned away from, like, I was walking and looking at it at the same time because I knew it was going to be a cluster screw. I wasn't going to actually take notes, so I just, whatever. So he pulls out the Nintendo. Yes, starts hitting Okada. He hits Okada first with it. I remember that. The spot where Darby and Kevin Knight are up top and the sparks flash. Kevin Knight goes to the table. Darby does a what's it called? Coffin drop off the top. You had
hold on, Chris. Time out. We gotta stop. I need you guys to go grab some orange, get your orange slices because I cut the orange slices for you. I packed it in the bag. It's in the Ziploc. Go get your orange slices.
We gotta get our vitamin C, Chris.
Go get your vitamin C. Yeah, I can't stand Pockets, man. I can't stand Pockets. I want nothing to do with him. Don't even. Again, I wanted to see him just get thrown off the cage. I'm gonna be honest. I wish if Haas and Kev, if the Kevin Knight spot that I just told you about happened to Orange Cassidy, I would have been on a cloud nine. I would have been so happy. And I hope it hurt. I mean, look at this shit.
You have eating oranges.
Shut up, the eating oranges. Yes, yes, I was gonna bring that one up. They got the oranges. This is the one thing that drove me crazy. So there's a hockey bag outside of the ring, right? Out comes Leo Rush. MJF is like, MJF is like, it's fine, it's fine. MJF is spooked out. MJF's backing up. Leo Rush he's creeping in, he's getting it. It's fine. Okada's looking at him like what the Okada's playing along to the shit. This is the spot that I want to highlight. And then Haas, I'm gonna give you the floor. He goes like that, right? So Leo Rush gets into the match. He does like a little springboard thing. He gets Okada out. Kevin Knight comes in, and then him and Kevin Knight are battling out. He's running the ropes while Kevin Knight is jumping. They have a little roll-up sequence. They don't touch each other once, which drove me nuts. Kyle Fletcher gets into the ring, and then he gets out of the ring, whatever. Him and Andrade are standing face to face. And it's like, okay, whatever, yada, yada. Long story short, him and Andrade start battling. He takes out Andrade, and then he's face to face with MJF. MJF gets the diamond ring, and eventually they start whatever. And Haas, Andrade turns on the Don Callis family. Andrade pulls out the t-shirt, and it says, fuck MJF and Don Callis. But those are some of the highlights our producer man is showing up on the screen where I'm talking about, where he has a diamond ring and Leo Rush. Haas, I'm going to give you the floor, dude. What did you think about this cluster shit of a match that I thought was sick, because I am a sicko at heart some nights? And what did you think about your boy? I thought of you immediately when this shit came out. I literally said, because I watched it a little later, I'm like, oh my God, Haas is going to love this shit.
It's fine. Yes, I love this match. This was great, because I had no expectations coming into this match. I thought we was going to get that square, not illogical steel cage. We got Death's Door. That's what they called it, Death's Door. I want this cage to be a once a year thing. I don't want to see it no more this year. Let me see it next year, maybe at All In. Hell, it could be a Forbidden Door thing if you want to. It could be something yearly for Forbidden Door. The architecture, if that's the word, or the construction of it, it was great. It was very refreshing to see a steel cage look very new in 2026. I popped when I saw the Nintendo come out the backpack, because it took me back to my childhood. I'm like, what the? I said, is that a fucking Nintendo?
There you go.
Yes. And then Kyle O'Reilly, which I told you who was boring as shit, he pulls out this Nintendo with the controllers are wrapped in barbed wire. I said, oh man,
that's what it was. Yes. Okay.
This is great. I'm about to say, what is he gonna do with this shit? Because I'm like, these backpacks, I always get on to them about these backpacks. They look lame. What are they doing? Man, they pulling out these silly melee weapons. And I'm just like, man, this is great. So they clocking people over the head with Nintendos. Then you got the orange slices coming out. I got the Kyle Fletcher shirt on. They did Kyle Fletcher all dirty with the orange slices. They up there squeezing orange juice into wounds, into his eye. And I'm just like, they really laying this violence on thick. You up here getting your ass whooped with orange juice. And I'm not talking about pockets. Real orange juice is coming out being squeezed. So yes, then Leo Rush came out. You know I love me some Leo Rush. He came out here. He went full Gollum. MJF had that diamond ring out. He wanted the diamond ring. He said, "My precious, can you give me the ring? I want it. Can I have it?" Oh, yes. Look at this guy. Just look at him. And the thing about Leo Rush is Tony Khan sees he fumbled Danhausen. He's looking at it. He just, you know what? I'm not gonna fumble Leo Rush. Leo Rush, he turns into a fucking goblin. I'm gonna push this goblin to the moon. It took him 2 months, too long, but he finally got him there. Now Leo Rush is on pay-per-view. He's on pay-per-view. He's on Dynamite every week. I will glaze Tony Khan on this one. This was a great idea to get Leo Rush involved. They've been slowly putting him in on Dynamite with the conglomeration. You even had Pocket say it's fine on Wednesday. Did you remember that? You know it happened.
I did remember that.
Yes.
Go ahead, remind the chat.
Yeah, that was the breadcrumbs. So yes, this is the pushing of silliness in AEW because it's so refreshing. Because we get bombarded with match after match after match and vignettes that go nowhere and stories that go nowhere. We got character work, and I don't care if he only says 2 words. I don't give a damn. It's over, and that's
I will
all
give
I
you
ask
guys. Listen, I understand why you like Leo Rush.
Yes,
I will give him his credit. I thought highly of him when he was in WWE, when he was doing his work with Bobby Lashley. I thought fine of him. So I am happy to see Leo Rush doing his thing in AEW. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It also helps that MJF is selling it with that face he made because he looked scared.
He looked he was like, what the? Because even at Okada was like in his goofy ass too. He was just looking up and down, but you could see MJF like before this is on the screen. You see MJF's face. He's like you're not supposed to fucking be here. And the fact that I'll give him props for being in that damn hockey bag for that long and nobody knew. It was probably under the ring, but you know what I mean. Like, yeah, him being under the ring for that long until his cue. I give Leo Rush.
So we end up having 13 men in this ring, and it was just complete chaos. It worked. Andrade with the turn at the end. This match was beautiful. For it to be a clusterfuck, it was. I've never thought I'd call a clusterfuck beautiful, but this was a beautiful clusterfuck. So
this was better than this was. Can we admit this was 10 times better than Stadium Stampede that we got at Double or Nothing?
Oh, but by far, sir.
By fucking far. A mile. We didn't have to see Ricochet and Jericho.
Yes, we had a bunch of athletes in here.
Yes, we had a bunch of actual. Yes, there you go. So and I thought Darby and MJF going face to face was cool. A little relive of Double or Nothing. I thought they did a lot of cool one-on-ones. To really,
it did a lot of stuff happening here that can actually mean something in the future.
And then MJF is they're having the match on Wednesday, so we'll cover that on Wednesday. MJF versus Mark Briscoe. Better not give it to Mark Briscoe.
Yeah, and then you got Andrade waiting in line, like
exactly for MJF. Yes,
but sir, we got the same problem we had with Andrade that we had with Takeshita now. Where does Andrade go? Who's going to speak for him? Who's going to speak on his behalf? Because Takeshita, he has a conglomeration that speaks for him. Andrade can't speak English for shit. So who's going to do it? How you know? Who's going to talk for me? How you know?
You know what? Pair him and Persephone together.
That's fine. That works. That would work.
Have Persephone still be that bad? She could still wrestle. She's a big deal, of course.
Yeah.
But I would like to see her in an Andrade situation. But yes, the baby faces ultimately do win. So that's why I tell you guys Mark Briscoe gets his title shot at next week's AEW Dynamite. And we will be covering that, Hoss, on Wednesday.
And this would be, I will say, this is the only match where this and Maya World and Mercedes, I will not complain about the time limit. Those are the 2 matches I don't complain. Fair. It was warranted. It was warranted.
One thing I want to show you, I want to show the chat real quick before we review the main event. I have it on like this for a reason, right? Hoss, Kev, producer man, look at this bullshit that I saw on social media. This is it. Just take a look.
He's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it. What? Nope.
What the hell? What are we doing? I wanted to throw that out there for a second.
Tough guy.
This is the meet and greet specials that we get with AEW now, Hoss.
Well,
You get chopped by pockets.
I will tell you that for the price you probably paid to get chopped by pockets, you would have to probably do that times 50 to even get a hug from Roman Reigns.
I will give the I will yes. I will give you that. I will give you that. Yes, he probably paid it probably came with his fucking ticket. Honestly, he probably bought one of the My AEW experiences, which are probably like $400.
That's something that kid's gonna cherish for the rest of his life.
I'm not clowning the kid. I'm clowning pockets.
Yeah, of course.
I want to make sure I'm clear. I was not clowning the young man. I like what AEW does because I forgot to say it last Wednesday before we talk about our main event here. You know what they did before? Cheap ass Justin Roberts there was a kid in the front row of last week's Dynamite, and he was with his dad, and he had a wrestling sign that was like, "This is my first ever wrestling show." So during the commercial break, Justin Roberts was like, he went to the kid and was like, "Hey everybody, this is Yada Yada's first wrestling show," and like the crowd gave him like a big pop. So like AEW, they know how to do stuff like that when it comes to like the fans and the kid. Ospreay's very good with the fans, you know. MJF is, I mean, he threw a fucking water or tequila at the time remember when he threw it at the kid, little boy in the front row during the Iron Man match or whatever it was, something like that. Yeah, it was the Iron Man match against Bryan Danielson. He threw that and it was a whole thing. Yeah. So shout out to AEW. They do some stuff like that again.
Knowing how cheap Justin Roberts is, he probably had the kid pay him.
Tip him.
He says, "I want," because the son don't expect the tip from Justin Roberts, because you know he'll call for an Uber and ask for climate control, temperature rated, get me quick to the airport, and give you a $6 tip.
You paid more than that in toes, bro.
Yeah, I paid more than that. I paid more than that in toes. So he's a cheap tipper. He probably told the father, "Hey, slip me a 20. I'll pull you over."
Oh, fuck that. He wants another 5 from the kid. He said, "You got pockets? Empty your pockets. I got to make sure." Yeah. Shout out to fucking.
He probably played the Hulk Hogan clip. You want to make some serious money, brother?
Oh my God. I got to put that back on my soundbar. But yes, shout out to the kid, the young man. Fuck pockets. Let's talk about our main event before we wrap up this show here. The Owen Hart finals, Ospreay and Swerve. Banger. I mean, I don't know. This match was phenomenal. I loved it. It was better than their match at the UBS Arena in 2024. They stared at each other. Some of the key highlights towards the end of the match. Will Ospreay and Swerve, they stood back in their feet, a lot of blood on their faces. They had a long stare down. The crowd just became so alive. It reminded me of the same spot they did in 2024, where they're hanging on the ropes and they're just looking at each other and they're cursing at each other and they're ready to go. Like, that got me at home riled up, ready to go. Will hit the hidden blade. He hit a storm breaker after that for a late 2 count. Swerve kicked out. Will tried another hidden blade to the back. Swerve avoided it. Swerve shoved Will Ospreay into the referee, and then the ref hit a low blow kick that the referee never saw. Again, this is AEW, so disqualifications, yada yada, aren't a big thing. Swerve did his own version of the hidden blade elbow to knock Will Ospreay down. Swerve hit his sit out big pressure slam for a 2 count because Ospreay comes out. Jon Moxley and the Death Riders went to ringside to encourage Will, which Hoss.
I ranted about this enough.
That's why I just wanted to make sure. Ospreay, Moxley and the Death Riders come out to ringside to cheer on Will Ospreay. Swerve hit Ospreay with a house call kick to the back of the head. Will looked at Moxley, who was fired up. Ospreay was back up with the hidden blade, hit a buckshot hidden blade 1-2. Swerve kicked out, and then eventually Will hits his Pygram shift with the Death Rider. Will hit a Tiger Driver for the 3. Ospreay wins after the match going about 36 minutes, which watching it later on at home felt like 45. Will Ospreay is the winner of the Owen Hart's Cup and will challenge for the AEW title at Wembley Stadium. Phenomenal match. Again, I love every time Swerve and Ospreay have a fight together, a great match. The blood in the match makes the match just feel so much more intense. The blood loss was very heavy, very, very heavy bleeding in this match. I loved it. Hoss, I know I threw a lot at you. Floor is yours. What did you think about this incredible main event last night?
I can't complain about the graps. The match was beautiful. Very good match. Well, I want to say damn near perfect. The theatrics after the match is what bothered me. The Death Riders. Wow.
Yes. That picture that Kev just put up bothered the shit out of me. Kev, put that back up.
Yeah, John Moxley, this is not your moment, pal. You have no reason to be here. And if you wanted to be here, you should have told Tony Khan to make this a heel turn for Will Ospreay. This was a mixed opportunity. This should have been a double turn. Will Ospreay should be full-blown heel going into Wembley right now, going for the title, and that would make for incredible television. It would finally make this Death Rider stuff make sense, but no, we missed that opportunity. And I know people are going to say, look, I'm shitting on the aftermath, but that's the only thing I can criticize because those two men, they made magic in that ring. I can't argue with that. The blood, I think Samurai said too much blood. I believe it was appropriate. This is a blood feud. This hurts. You need to feel every blow of this match, and you did. You felt those hidden blades. You felt that vertebreaker. You felt the stormbreaker. It's just when you see the blood trickling down off their heads, you just felt every minute of this match. And it was too long. It was, but I will say this. The time was warranted because this is a blood feud. Even though they don't have that much malice against each other, but it's a friendly rivalry, if that makes sense. And I said on a few videos before, I thought after Ospreay wins the title, I thought maybe Kyle Fletcher takes the belt off of him, maybe next year, Double or Nothing. I'm going to amend that. I believe they're going to go back to this right here. It's going to be Swerve that's going to probably take that belt off Will Ospreay in the future. Because this is the feud that keeps on giving.
It's 1-1.
Yeah. No, it's 2-1, isn't it? I think Swerve beat him twice. I think Swerve beat him twice. Because they said it in the promo a few weeks ago.
It's 1-1. It's 1-1.
It's 1-1.
They teamed up last year as a tag team. Remember that. They didn't go against each other.
You're right. But I thought in the promo battle they had a couple of weeks ago, Swerve said, in 10 years, you haven't beaten me. And I thought he was up 2.
So they had a match in the Indies in 2016. His name was Shane Strickland.
Okay.
They had 2 matches in the Indies in 2016 that I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know who won those matches. I'm not even going to pretend I do. But they did have their match at the Forbidden Door. Oh no, they had their match at Summer Blockbuster. No, you're right, Hoss. Hoss is right. That's right. Summer Blockbuster.
Okay. So
yep, you're right. It is 2-1.
They're gonna go right back to this well.
It is 2-1.
They're gonna go back to this well at 27 when it's time for Ospreay to probably lose. They're gonna go right back to this. Yeah. So this match was great. It was incredible. So out of all 3 main events, this was, I ain't gonna say this is the best one, but it's up there. They're all comparable.
Well, that match was a time draw.
Really? Well, the Summer Blockbuster?
Because it was the main event. I remember because Prince Nana was, I think that was a 30-minute time draw. So it's 1-1-1.
Okay. See,
it was Summer Blockbuster last year. So it's 1-1-1. So their next match would be like the end of their trilogy.
Here we go. There's Tony Khan with some long-term storytelling. There you go.
There you go. Yeah. Now that we're thinking about it, well, he had Swerve win at the Forbidden Door, and then he had Ospreay win tonight, and then he had that draw. So and it's 1-1. Yeah, they can. And Hoss, what other part 3 at the Forbidden Door next year?
Why not?
They already had it 2 years in a row.
Why not?
24 and then 26. Might as well 27. Make it the end. Even though realistically it is a main event for All In. That is a main event match for All In. Part 3, Will Ospreay. I want to see Athena and Mercedes main event and All In. That's a whole different story for another day.
Yeah.
But good stuff, man. Overall, I'll give you guys my closing thoughts here on AEW. I know we've done a lot here. Hoss, I appreciate you again joining me on this. Kev, I appreciate you being back there helping us out with everything. My final thoughts here on Double or Nothing. I enjoyed the show. Again, when you're hit with a lot of wrestling, let me rephrase that. I enjoyed the last 3 parts of the show. I think what we talked about, kind of the beginning to right where Maya Road and Mercedes was, not really much going on. However, I enjoyed the shit out of Juice Robinson coming back. I think he's going to add a lot, hopefully, to AEW TV in the main event scene, wherever he is. Like Hall said, if he was in the TNT title scene, doesn't really matter. He is needed on AEW. I like the Tekla aspect of the heel visuals of her taking the mask off, Starlight Kid, and the Stardom president being at the Forbidden Door just really felt like, okay, this girl, it really feels like these two companies, or at least people from these two companies, don't like each other, and it felt something real. So I like that. But again, a lot of these matches didn't need to be on the card. The IWG Global Championship didn't need to be on the card, and I could not stand some of the logic behind the opening 3-way tag team match. Other than that, again, like Haas said, and he's probably going to say it again, the last 3 matches saved the show, especially the steel cage in the main event. Predictable main event, but I like what they did there with the match. I'm not too surprised about Mark Briscoe and the good guys winning the steel cage match, because I do think that we were going to get Briscoe and MJF on TV before Redemption. But however, I could, part of me could also thought that MJF wins and they just build up to Redemption, but clearly that's not the case. We got something out of Wednesday going into Wednesday. I'll give it like a 7.5 out of 10, only because I'll give the lengths that we got for the last 3 matches were appropriate because of how good they were. Other than that, I'm giving it this like a 5.
Okay.
It wasn't bad. From all the wrestling we saw, Haas, it was just kind of hard to get invested in the majority of the show. I'll be completely honest.
I give this show a 7 out of 10 because I was prepared to give this show a 2 out of 10 before those main events. Those 3 main events made me go up 5 points. 5, because I tell you every week, the graps are not enough. All those worthless ass matches that we had before the main event, they mean nothing to me. I don't care about your suplexes. I don't care about your cradle pins, all your 450 splashes, your lariats. You can take all that shit and shove it. If it don't mean nothing in the aftermath or the storytelling, it's worthless on me. To the main events, they saved the night, made this a passable show. 7 out of 10. If you have not watched the show, go watch Tekla versus Starlight Kid. Go watch Jay White reappear in a coping cage match. Go watch the 3 main events. That's all you need to see. We watched this stuff for almost 6 hours. All you need to do is watch about 2 of them. So that's it. That's it.
It's not like Double or Nothing, man. You had to watch the opening, the beginning. And they actually ended it. Look, go back to New York where there's union laws. And it didn't help that they were on the West Coast. It did not help that they were on the West Coast on how late. I hate when they do West Coast AEW pay-per-views. They do not give a shit. Go back to New York where there's laws and you got to be out of the building by 11, and Tony's an idiot. He'll pay the extra hour. Double or Nothing went off at the air at the perfect time. This was, again, too long.
Tony Khan,
your main event should not be starting at 12:13.
I agree with you. Tony Khan, come down south. There's no unions down here. Come on down south. Bring your shows down here.
No, go to New York where there's unions and they got to kick your ass out of the fucking building at 11 for these pay-per-views. I don't want, dude, there's no Hoss in no wrestling company should your main event be going on at 12:13.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I like to go to sleep. I do. I like to I cherish my sleep. Don't have me up all night watching matches that don't matter, or make me wait 4 hours for matches that do matter.
Yeah, well said, man. Well said. hopefully this leads again. Hoss, I'm gonna ask the follow-up question before I go. Are they going to follow up Wednesday night with this pay-per-view?
Do pigs eat slop?
There you go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. They again, Hoss. There are so many things they can. Andrade with the Callis family. They got Briscoe and MJF. Maya World can come out there and do something and speak from the heart. You know, cut a real promo where people feel emotionally invested. Talk about your tragedy and how whatever, yada yada. Not into depth, of course, but bring that up in a way where you get it's easy sympathy from the crowd. You obviously got Mercedes and who she's going against, probably Tekla at whoever or at London. So there are a few things there that are coming out of this pay-per-view that could be a starter for a good follow-up show, but no, ain't gonna happen.
Nope.
They started off hot with Kevin Knight on the Dynamite after Double or Nothing, and they fucked up after that. Hoss, anything else before we say goodnight or good afternoon, goodbye, before we get ready for Monday Night Raw at 6 that people are going to watch?
Cherish those main events, people, because Wednesday night we won't even be talking about them anymore.
Amen to that. Amen to that, ladies and gentlemen. That is it for your 2026 AEW Forbidden Door preview here, or review, excuse me, here on the Sports Jedi Network with myself, PGH Chris TV, and my guy, Hoss Knucklebrew. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, turn on your bell notifications every time we go live. Enjoy Monday Night Raw in an hour and a half. Enjoy the wrestling we got this week. 4th of July coming up this weekend. Make sure you guys go check out all of our stuff. We just did a Slammiversary recap a couple hours ago. Last night, Kev and Jeff Littman did a great NXT American Bash recap. So if you want the recaps and we did we talked about some stuff here with the WWE side. So if you want recaps from all the wrestling shows this weekend, especially yesterday, we got you covered. Come check us out, Sports Jedi Network, and we will see the Dynamite Bros on Wednesday.